With over 2,000 monsters spread over 600 pages, ShadowFinder for ShadowDark is going to be one of the most comprehensive monster manuals of all time. The plan is to take all 6 bestiaries for Pathfinder 1st edition, put them into one massive volume. Before we get into the book, I just want to show you the, let's say, issues that Will has set himself by taking over 1,800 pages of monsters and text and combining and shrinking it down into a 600-page book. Before I get into either of the books, my name's Adrian and this is my channel based on role-playing news reviews. I also deal with crowdfunding. I also have a variety of social medias from Facebook, Patreon to TikTok and Instagram, so please come and find me on there. What I want to do is start with the mammoth task that Will has set himself to show you just how difficult I think this is going to be, but I have done an interview with Will, which explains his process. But here we've got Bestiary 1 for Pathfinder 1st edition. So they did 6 of these, and this one comes in at 330 pages. All the other 5 are a similar size. So as we get into the book, you'll see we've got a layout of creatures all alphabetized in the index. Going through, but what I want to do is we'll just pick on, say, like the aboleth here. So it's a CR rated 7. All of this should be relatively familiar: stats, AC, hit points, special abilities. But as a games master, and one of the reasons I stopped running Pathfinder for the revised edition is this: I really struggle learning and to make the combat interesting, trying to take into account all of what this creature is doing and what's going on. There's just so much text in here to try and remember. Even something as basic like a CR rated 3 here, the Ankh here. Now, there's still this big acid attack. Yes, there's a lot of flavor text in here. So it's got tremor sense, low light vision, dark vision, burrowing speed, attack, a spit. So there's a lot to take in. So what Will has done is taken a lot of that, concisely moved it into a small 3 to 4 page paragraph that explains narratively a lot of what the creature does, and then a little stat block. Okay, what I'll do then is just show you the front cover. So here we have the front cover for Starfinder, the complete bestiary. So the PDF bestiaries 1 to 6 for ShadowDark. So it is currently live on Kickstarter now. If this is the sort of thing that you want, it's going to be, because it's going to be the most comprehensive and probably the thickest and most monsters in a book that's ever written, I'd imagine. Say it is for ShadowDark, but the good thing about ShadowDark is easily moved into, you can easily sort of move those creatures into most of the things, you know, old school essentials, castles and crusades. It's a nice quick convert. So here we have the inside. This is not a final book, I should say. This is just currently based on, I think it's 1 and 2. That's all that Will's finally got here and what's been sent over to me. So he is the author, developer, layout. There is some additional artwork here as well from Daniel, Eric, Louis and Waterboo, I think. But the book is as you're going to expect from a ShadowDark, so it uses the same sort of text and layout. But what I'll do, I've stopped on the Ankh, so let's just go through the book. So this isn't final because you've still got, what, 4 more tomes to bring in, alphabetized and slot them into this book, but we've still got 190 pages to look at. So we've got the angels all separated out to the solar angels as well as the seraphim. Else is covered in the book. So this isn't anywhere near final of what's going on, but obviously we've got the demons in here. All the dragons are covered. So I remember the dragons were covered in the first bestiary. And we're back to the separate dragons as well, because this is based on Pathfinder 1st edition. So we've got the chromatic dragons, the black, green, red, and then we've got the ShadowDark dragons, which are obviously the newer ones coming in from desert, forest, and then finally we've got the nice, friendly metallic dragons, which are your bronze, copper, gold, and silver. And then we've got some primal dragons, which again come from other books. What we've got with some of the humanoid races is a spread as well, so we've got some options for them. So we've got the main title here, then so we're using the drow as the example. So we've got the drow, the drider, the noble and priestess, all with different stats, different abilities as well. A table for familiars here. If your mage wants to take a familiar out, gelatinous cubes, genies are in here, giants. So you get, you can just see the vastness and how many different types of creatures and monsters in here. And I like, it's like, for example, the hags. It's done in the same way that I think it was the old 5th edition did. So, you don't have C hag under S. You've got hag, and then you'll just go to the section, and you'll be able to find the different types of hags that are out there. Hangman trees include homunculus, which is always a fun thing. So it can poison. It's going to do this wonderful poison thing and make people sleep. It's a lot. There's a lot in it, and this is it's only a third of what's coming up. Absolutely, I can't even comprehend how Will's managed to put this together. Well, I probably should mention the fact that I have done an interview with him, so he has explained to me the process. I still find it utterly magnificent what he's done and thrown in here. So we've still got 4 more books. He is currently working on Bestiary 3, and what I'm hoping, as the project develops, he will hopefully send me across so I can actually be able to share with you the process, how it's going, the extra creatures that are going in. And wow, I've just managed to stop on the Tarask, which rightfully so. The Tarask has got a page and a bit to itself because it's difficult to kill. Unless you're in 5th edition, then any flying creature can kill it with a bow. Anyway. But this is 140 hit points, 4 thrash attacks plus 13 with some bites and some sever swallow. Legendary creature, only damaged by magical sources. It's going to be very difficult to kill, exactly how a Tarask should be. Run that against your players, I dare you. And then we've got down here the vampire, and there's a variety of different vampires that are coming over, which is good to see. And then, even down giant wasp, spawn wasp, wolf, dire wolf. And then we're going to end the book finally with zombies. I think this is going to be an instant back for anyone that is a fan of ShadowDark. Or in fact, even if you don't run ShadowDark, if you want to get all of the creatures from all 6 tomes from Pathfinder 1st edition, this should be an instant back because there's so much in here. Say 2,000 monsters. I quite like when I'm running even one-shots or adventures. I like going through monster manuals, and I will read interesting creatures and go, actually, I want to put that in for a one-shot. Or in the past, I've actually gone through and I've been reading about a lich, and I've gone, oh, that's quite interesting. And then you build a campaign around a creature. It's going to allow you to do this 2,000 times, well, more than 2,000 times over. Will, it's say my mind, I don't even know how you're managing to pull this together to do it. Go and watch the interview. I'll tag it at the end of this video. It is incredibly interesting listening to the mind of a man that even starts a project of what I want is 2,000 creatures to put into one book, and then I'm going to kickstart it. Brilliant. Absolutely amazing. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Go and support Will on the Kickstarter. It's an amazing project. 2,000 monsters. Who doesn't want that into their collection? And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.